Satisfy your need for happiness through your own curiosity with the Ranveer Show. We had Neena Gupta on the show and she had said something interesting. She had said that both men and women need to realize that they need each other.
For sure. They do need each other.
You think that's true? Or maybe another way of...
Yeah, this idea of like, I don't need anybody and feminism and not. I don't believe in this shit at all. In fact, I think feminism fucked up our society completely. And the idea of being inherently completely independent and not having to get married and have kids and not having the male and female dynamics in the home where the man is a provider and a breadwinner and the woman is a nurturer. I don't believe in people who think that that's not true. I think women are nurturers. Yes, they should go to work and have their own life and be independent, but to a certain extent, they should also be ready to take on the role of being a mother and a wife and a nurturer, just like a man should be ready to take a role of being a provider and a breadwinner and a father and a husband. I believe totally on this. We call it old school, traditional way of thinking. I think I call it the normal way of thinking. It's just feminism fucked it up a little bit and made us really excited about this whole like freedom and liberation and everyone's equal. We are all equal in more sentimental things, but in societal things, we are not equal. I think everyone plays their role.
Yeah. Another part of the Neena Gupta podcast was about how I think she was basically talking about the nature of the uterus. And how it actually changes the physiology of the human body. And just the presence of the uterus and female hormones and the kind of hormonal shifts you guys have over 1 month is so drastic.
Oh yeah, for sure.
That it's not built for modern society, which is actually built for men because jobs became a thing during the Industrial Revolution. This 9-to-5 thing.
Yes, yeah. This happened after the Industrial Revolution. Yeah, you're right.
Because
yes.
men's hormonal cycles change over a day and women's hormonal cycles change over a month. I'm not a girl, so I don't have perspective. But I sent it to some of my smartest female friends, some of whom are entrepreneurs, some of whom are actors, everyone successful. All of them agreed with it. They're like, this is so true. In fact, can we play the video actually?
I don't mind. Let's see it.
Okay. So have a look at this, okay?
Female physiology was not designed for the 8-to-5 grind. This is because our hormones operate on completely different cycles than men. Women are on a 28-day cycle and men are on a 24-hour hormone cycle. The traditional 8-to-5 workday grind is designed to accommodate men's testosterone levels, and women's hormones aren't even slightly taken into consideration when it comes to this schedule. Here's how it works. Men wake up with a surge of testosterone every morning, which slowly declines throughout the day. This makes them ready to get up and get after it first thing in the morning, day after day. Women, on the other hand, are on a 28-day hormone cycle. We experience 4 phases within our month-long menstrual cycle, have different hormonal patterns every single day of our cycle, and only get 1 spike of testosterone, which occurs during ovulation. Women also need more sleep than men, are naturally more creative, and need variation in their schedules to accommodate their daily hormonal shifts. Trying to get most women to thrive in corporate settings is like trying to fit a square peg into a round hole, and our bodies feel it. It's no wonder we don't fit in and easily burn out when living a corporate lifestyle. You're not broken, lazy, or not strong enough. Your hormones were just made for something different. If you're feeling like you need a slower schedule, need more time to yourself, and want a way out of the 8-to-5, nothing is wrong with you. Women are strong and capable of so many things, but we have to remember just because we can survive something doesn't mean we were made for it.
Period.
Female physiology.
I totally agree with it. Sorry, I'm just seeing the comments. Interesting. I find this very interesting. What are your thoughts on this?
Honestly, I'm trying to understand it better at this stage because a lot of things that you process about the world as a guy are in binary. So it's either black or white. And as you grow older as a guy, you realize that nuance is a thing.
There's a gray section. Yeah.
So
for sure.
at this point, I'm just trying to better my nuance, man. And I'm trying to listen to smart and successful female friends of mine. So I'll throw the ball back at you.
It's funny because you might ask all these successful female friends of yours and each one might have their own opinion. Some of them are still stuck in that feminism wave I was talking to you about, which has been hammered into our heads and our upbringing through TV, through music, through other female role models, etc., etc. I am talking about the Western upbringing, not here. Okay, here it's still a little bit less than how extreme it is in the West, right? That we grew up seeing visuals, hearing audios, being told that, you know, patriarchy is bad, and men who are not allowing you to, you know, be a feminist, they're bad, and men are bad, and, you know, the society is bad if it doesn't allow you to struggle in life and work 9 to 5, and you should not want to be a mother and have kids and get married. That's all old school. And so that kind of mentality has been hammered subconsciously in the last, I'd say, 20 years. Funny enough, in the last 2 or 3 years, I'm seeing videos like this now crop up. I'm seeing people talk more on podcasts about how the society has gone to the extreme side of feminism, and it's destroyed the family unit. It's destroyed the feminine energy of a woman to want to be caring and nurturing and, you know, create a household. And this extreme need of wanting to compete with a man. And if you don't compete with a man, then you're not adequate. These things people are starting to question more.
I mean, as a guy, I can only speak from my experience. I've dated a couple of girls who were feminists, and there was a lot of differences between the two. Mm-hmm. One of them, her career wasn't moving forward very quickly. Mm-hmm. And my experience there with her was negative.
Interesting.
The other one, her career was moving forward, and she was also a feminist. And both would like lecture me about where they thought I was going wrong. Sure. And I'd take it from both. But with the good one, she would lecture me from a place of love and nurturing.
Interesting.
With the one who's intense to deal with, she would compete with me a lot.
So do you notice that this has similarity to religion? That religion is a great thing, but when it becomes radicalized and extreme, it's dangerous. So feminism is the same thing. Feminism inherently on the base level is great. The foundation of it is great. I also, you know, advocate for women's rights. I also want girls to go to school. I also believe in all these things. However, when feminism becomes radical, which is what has happened in the last 15 to 20 years, it's dangerous for the society. And now the society and people are seeing the repercussion of this radicalization of feminism. Families are suffering, kids are suffering, women's mental health is suffering. People, it's almost like what is happening right now is that, you know, when you shake a Coke bottle and then you open it and it goes, phew. So this is happening right now. And people are fed up, people are tired, people are having immense anxiety. They don't understand. It's because they've been in this dog race. When then they're not meant for this dog race. Now people want to be in their soft girl era. People want to be in their feminine energy. People want to find themselves. So there's a lot of epiphanies happening right now.
Do you think the right man can unlock a woman's true feminine?
Yeah, for sure.
You've seen this with your friends, at least? With yourself?
Yeah, 100%. Yes. Like, for example, I'll just speak about myself. I have a masculine trait about me for sure because of how I've kind of had to be in survival mode since day one. And I've kind of unleashed that part of me. So dominant, dictator, taking control, can give manly vibes sometimes. However, I need to do that to be able to be good. You know, I have to take care of people. I am the breadwinner of my family, as I was telling you. I take care of my friends. I take care of everybody. So I am the head, you know, of the family. So inherently, you kind of give a bit of masculine energy with that. With the right man who knows how to take care of me, who's a provider, who's a supporter and a protector, I will automatically surrender and feel safe. Because obviously with the space that I'm in, I don't feel safe. So I have to create this kind of energy to be safe, right? With the right man, like I said, with those characteristics I mentioned, automatically your feminine energy kicks in. Automatically, biologically, you feel like, all right, now I feel safe to do what I'm meant to do.
Can we break down the right man thing a little bit better?
Yeah, sure.
That's how I figured, how to be better as a guy through questions like this.
Okay, so first of all, you as a man needs to tap into your masculine energy. Let's start there, because I feel like our society right now, with what's going on, a lot of the factors in our environment have led to men losing their masculine energy, which is a problem for us, women who are looking for men with masculine energy, right?
Yeah, an easy way of quantifying this, or not quantifying, or like an example of this would be guys not taking care of their fitness.
There you go, maybe. Okay, that's one thing.
What else?
Okay. Masculine energy comes in different forms, right? It could be physical, it could be emotional, it could be mental, right? You can take care of yourself physically and go to the gym and you look like a man with great masculine energy, but here it's zero. And if here it's zero, that you can't provide me anything. So masculine energy, the one I'm talking about, where you become someone who can hold a house down, who can have a family, who can become a provider, you have to change the way you think. You have to be ready to be a provider. You have to be ready to be a supporter, and you have to be ready to take the protective role in the society. A lot of men don't want to do that anymore.
You see that with guys?
No, not anymore. A lot of men don't want to do that anymore.
Like they don't want to take care of a family and they don't want to provide.
They don't. A lot of men now have also been brainwashed in the feminism era, who are like, oh, all right, cool. You want equality? All right, let's be equal in everything. Let's be equal in the protection department, in the providing department, in the home, in the emotional department. Now men want to compete with women in everything, which is wrong. I think everyone needs to play their role. If a man can work on being more of a provider and more of a protector, the women then need to focus on being more of the nurturers. Everyone brings something to the table. So if you're bringing to the table money, food, shelter, I need to bring to the table kids, being a mother, taking care of the house, cooking, etc., etc. Because if we're both bringing the same thing to the table, then who's going to bring the other stuff? Do you understand what I'm trying to say? But this is, of course, a very old school, traditional way of thinking. But I believe in this, and I think it's coming back.
I think every guy, at least that I know, also believes in what you're saying.
Even girls, trust me, even girls. Eventually, when girls start going out in the workforce and they struggle and they hustle and they see that how crazy the world is, and they get older and they become more mature and they see life experiences, they start to realize what's more important. They start to realize what role they want to play, what they're more happier doing. They start to be more in touch with their hormones, with what biology says, right? There's one thing what the TV says, what the society says, and then what your body and what your chemicals and your system is telling you. Our system tells us to be nurturers, whether we like it or not.
It's very cool that Nora Fatehi is saying this.
I mean, there's going to be a lot of people who are going to disagree with me. Like, your comment section is going to be like, she's old school, she's a hypocrite, etc. I'm not. I genuinely believe what is a fact is a fact. What you decide to do with your life, wo to alag baat hai. That's a different story. But what is a fact is a fact. And I do genuinely believe that once we are ready to accept this, the equilibrium in the society is going to come back to how it is. All this chaos is happening is because of this extreme way of thinking, extreme way of doing things, extreme ideologies. Once we come back to moderation, the balance happens, people will be less depressed, people will have less anxiety, and things will make more sense in life.
I almost felt like someone who I had an experience with, that girl, because her life wasn't in place, she had become sexist towards all men because she had a lot of stuff going on with her father. And that trauma would make its way to me.
Yes, of course it will. Of course. What do you think? Not just you, but the man, the next man, and the man after that.
Like, I've had female guests come on the show way back who've literally said all men are assholes, all men are shit, and we've not uploaded that episode. This is like,
but why not? Why didn't you upload it? Because I feel like I mean, I can see why you did it, but at the same time, it could have been a great eye-opener to a lot of people to see that, hey, we're having a problem in our society. If women are thinking like this and speaking like this, boss, problem kya hai exactly?
It was probably my 7th recording. I wasn't nuanced enough to even like debate with her, because when she said that, there was like 6 guys in the room with her recording the podcast.
They're like, bro, we're men.
Yeah. And again, guys are also kind of complex, you know. At least the modern guy is not as simple as our father's generation.
That's true. Yes.
Like
yes.
we have dealt with our own fair share of shit also.
Of course. Yes.
Because
I agree.
The pressure on guys is about earning
It
money.
is crazy. It's about being a provider. Yes, definitely. But don't you think that as a man, when you're working towards being a provider, knowing that on the other side there's a woman working at being a nurturer, isn't that going to make it much easier for you to work towards being a provider? More motivational?
Just that sentence gave me goosebumps.
That other part is missing, which makes it more crazier and difficult for you guys. I totally sympathize. I understand. That's where we got to come in and work on the better half of this equation. You guys work at being better providers, and we work at being better supporters and nurturers, and essentially, in the end of the day, mothers, because that's what we're going to end up being. Most of us. There are some people who probably don't care about this, but I'm just talking about the society as a general.
You know that this is going to be clipped up by the internet, not by my team. It's going to make its way to social media pages. And some of the top comments are going to be, oh, look at Nora Fatehi, she has so much pick-me energy.
A lot of people don't care about what comes out of my mouth because they don't expect the things that come out of my mouth. But
you've not done enough podcasts also, honestly.
No, I probably did like 1 or 2. Yeah.
But
because people don't ask me the right questions. So
you're really street smart, dude.
Yeah.
I mean, the survival
definitely.
skills.
No, definitely. That's one thing I know I am, is street smart. And I'm also no filter. And I'm not someone who's going to say things because it makes you feel better. So I don't have pick me energy. In fact, I have the more other energy where it's like, oh my God, what is she about to say? Oh, like my whole team is probably outside freaking out because they know that this has no filter. But look, honestly, it's great to have these kind of conversations because it also teaches people not to stereotype. Like when you judge a book by its cover, just because a certain person looks a certain way, or, you cannot just be like, oh, they probably have this kind of mentality. I have a certain kind of mentality because I'm educated. I went through life. My brain absorbs in a way. I've seen different kind of lives. It's like a cat with 9 lives. I've seen different kind of lives. I've lived in different types of places with different types of people. I'm educated, not even in the school sense, but in other senses too. Like, I don't want to get into it, but hence why I'm able to speak the way I speak. Hence why I am someone that people should listen to what I'm saying, because I've lived these experiences. And I'm able to tell you that, boss, like, we're having a problem right now and we have to fix it. And this is how I think we're going to fix it. But yeah, I mean, whatever.
You don't have pick me energy, you have don't pick me energy.
I'm just like, chodo yaar. Fuck off. Chahiye nahi chahiye, that's your problem, right? And it's like, but that's the beauty of the internet. If you don't like what someone's saying, just scroll. That's it. Don't get...
I see why people would find you intimidating. And I'm not just talking about guys here, just people in general.
Yeah, definitely. Definitely. I mean, it is what it is. But I'm glad we had this conversation because I'm sure there are a lot of guys and women sitting at home right now trying to figure themselves out, trying to obviously make other people happy, make the society happy, but they're not happy inside and they don't know what it is. And maybe this could provide maybe a bit of a light in the end of the tunnel to figure it out.
If you enjoyed today's clip, make sure you check out these curated playlists that we've made especially for you related to the subject that was spoken about in this clip.